Before we talk about supplements, medications, or complicated health plans, I want you to do something simple tonight. Walk into your kitchen and find that small jar of cloves sitting in your spice cabinet. The one you probably haven't touched in months, maybe years. Hold it in your hand for a second. Now let me ask you something. Has any doctor ever told you that what you're holding could influence how you age after 50? Probably not. At most appointments, you're asked about your prescriptions. Your blood pressure gets checked. Maybe your cholesterol numbers are reviewed. But no one leans in and says, there's something small, inexpensive already in your kitchen that could support your metabolism, your brain, your joints, and even your immune system. Instead, what most people hear after 50 sounds like this. It's normal aging. Your body is just slowing down. That's common at your age. But here's the truth. Aging is real, yes, but many of the symptoms people accept as just getting older are actually driven by specific biological mechanisms happening quietly inside the body. And when you understand those mechanisms, you realize something powerful. Small, consistent habits can influence them. By the end of this video, you're going to understand exactly what happens when you take 2 cloves every day after 50, and why something so small can have an effect across multiple systems in your body. Before we go further, tell me your name and where you're watching from in the comments. I always like to know who I'm talking to. Now let's talk about what actually changes after 50. Most people think aging is about gray hair or wrinkles, but the real changes are happening beneath the surface. One of the biggest shifts is something called chronic low-grade inflammation. It's not the obvious kind of inflammation that makes your ankles swell after a sprain. It's subtle, constant, quiet. Imagine a small fire that never fully goes out. It doesn't burn your house down overnight. It just slowly damages things over time. That persistent background inflammation contributes to joint stiffness, slower recovery, higher cardiovascular risk, rising blood sugar, and even cognitive decline. At the same time, oxidative stress increases. Inside your body, unstable molecules called free radicals create wear and tear on cells. When you're younger, your antioxidant systems neutralize them efficiently. As you age, those defenses aren't quite as strong as they once were. So now you have 2 forces gradually increasing with time: inflammation and oxidative stress. And this is where cloves become interesting. Cloves are one of the most antioxidant-rich foods ever measured. Not berries, not green tea. Cloves consistently rank at the top. The key compound responsible for much of this power is called eugenol. Eugenol has been studied for its anti-inflammatory and antioxidant properties. When you consume cloves regularly, even just 2 per day, you're introducing concentrated plant compounds that interact directly with the processes driving many age-related changes. But before we go deeper, I need to be clear about something important. If you are experiencing severe fatigue, unexplained weight loss, chest pain, shortness of breath at rest, uncontrolled diabetes, or any serious medical symptoms, this video is not a replacement for medical care. Cloves are not a cure. They are a supportive habit. If something feels wrong, your doctor should be your first step. However, if what you're noticing is gradual, slightly higher blood sugar over the years, more stiffness in the morning, heavier digestion, mild brain fog, slower recovery, then you're exactly who this information is for. Let's start with blood sugar. After 50, many people develop some degree of insulin resistance. That means your cells don't respond to insulin as efficiently as they once did. Sugar stays in the bloodstream longer. Over time, this contributes to energy crashes, weight gain around the midsection, and increased risk of metabolic disease. Research on clove compounds suggests they may help improve glucose uptake into cells and support healthier fasting blood sugar levels. In simple terms, your body may become more efficient at using sugar instead of letting it linger in circulation. This doesn't replace medication. It doesn't reverse diabetes overnight. But as a daily support habit, 2 cloves may gently assist your metabolic system. And over time, that matters. Now let's talk about inflammation. Eugenol influences inflammatory pathways in the body. Think of inflammation like a thermostat that's been set just slightly too high for years. Cloves may help bring that setting down a notch. Not dramatically, Not instantly, but consistently. Lower inflammation is linked with better joint comfort, improved vascular health, and more efficient recovery. And after 50, those things become increasingly important. If you're still with me, type 2 in the comments. I want to know who's paying attention. Next is digestion. Many people notice changes in digestion as they age. Meals feel heavier, bloating becomes more common. Gas is more frequent. Sometimes this is due to lower stomach acid production or reduced digestive enzyme activity. Cloves have been used traditionally as a digestive aid for centuries. They stimulate digestive enzymes and have natural antimicrobial properties that support gut balance. When digestion improves, nutrient absorption improves. And when nutrient absorption improves, energy, immunity, and overall vitality benefit. Then there's liver support. Your liver processes toxins, medications, hormones, and metabolic waste every single day. After 50, especially if you're taking multiple prescriptions, the liver works hard. Eugenol has demonstrated protective properties in studies examining oxidative stress in liver tissue. That means cloves may help reduce cellular stress and support liver resilience over time. They're not a detox miracle. They're steady support. Bone health is another area people worry about after 50. Cloves contain manganese, a trace mineral involved in bone formation and connective tissue development. Manganese works alongside calcium and vitamin D to maintain structural integrity. 2 cloves won't replace those nutrients, but they contribute meaningfully. Small daily contributions add up over years. Oral health is often overlooked, but it matters. Cloves have a long history in dental care. Eugenol has antimicrobial properties that target bacteria linked to gum inflammation. Chewing 2 cloves daily may help support healthier gums. And gum health is connected to whole-body inflammation levels. Perhaps most compelling is brain health. Cognitive decline is influenced by inflammation, oxidative stress, blood sugar control, and vascular function. Eugenol has the ability to cross the blood-brain barrier, meaning it can exert antioxidant effects directly in brain tissue. By helping reduce oxidative damage and inflammatory signaling in the brain, cloves may contribute to long-term cognitive resilience. Human research is still evolving, and it's important to be honest about that. But the mechanisms align with what we know about protecting brain cells as we age. Now here's the part that requires patience. You won't feel fireworks tomorrow morning. Cloves are not caffeine. They're not a stimulant. Their power is cumulative. 2 cloves today, 2 cloves tomorrow, repeated consistently over weeks and months. Aging doesn't pause while we debate. Inflammation doesn't take weekends off. Oxidative stress doesn't slow down because we're busy. Small daily inputs shape long-term direction. Taking cloves is simple. You can chew 2 whole cloves after a meal. You can steep them in hot water for 5 minutes to make a tea. You can add a small pinch of ground cloves to oatmeal or a smoothie. Taking them with food is usually gentler on the stomach. If you are on blood thinners, have a bleeding disorder, or have surgery scheduled, speak to your healthcare provider before making cloves a daily habit. They can have mild blood thinning effects. For most healthy adults, 2 cloves per day is considered safe and well tolerated. Now think about 6 weeks from today. Imagine slightly steadier energy, slightly lighter digestion, slightly clearer thinking, slightly less stiffness when you wake up. Not dramatic, not extreme, just better. Health after 50 is rarely about massive overhauls. It's about consistent, intelligent habits that support your biology. That small jar in your kitchen isn't just a spice. It's a concentrated package of plant compounds that interact with inflammation, oxidative stress, metabolism, and cellular protection. 2 cloves a day may seem insignificant, but over time, small habits shape the direction of your health. I'm Dr. Nathan Brooks. If this helped you understand what's happening inside your body a little more clearly, let me know in the comments how long you've been noticing these changes and whether anyone has ever explained it to you this way before. I'll see you in the next video.